this is a strength versus strength matchup. Kind of some untested strength versus strength, which I'll get into. But when the Ravens have the ball against this Broncos defense, Charles, what are you keeping your eye on?
Uh like everything,
Yeah,
because
this is fun.
It's big on big. But
Yep.
I'm most interested, I guess, for the trench matchups. Because I think that's where a lot of the fun stuff in this game is going to happen, because the Ravens rushing game, we already know, Derrick Henry has been on a monster pace this year. The offensive line has been better, but I think even one of the fellow surprises of the season, along with the Ravens offensive line, is that the Broncos defense has just turned out to be like face eaters this year. Like they're
insanely good.
So good. So good. Like, and there's not really a weak spot that they seem to have, because whether it's, running the ball, it's tough against them, passing the ball is tough against them. They've got two great cornerbacks. Zach Allen's emerged as a monster in the middle. And what I want to see is if like all these guys can kind of live up to the hype, like here's the best, or, if not the best, like one of the few elite offenses in the NFL this season that seems like they can generate big plays at will, run the ball at will, throw the ball at will. And now here comes defense that's kind of been able to do the same thing on their side. So it's funny, like, when you start, putting together like the matchups on True Media with the table that I've been tweeting out incessantly over the past few days. It's just green everywhere. It is addicting, but it's just green really everywhere.
Because then you get a new idea, and then you look up a new one, then you get a new idea, and you look up a new one. Yeah. Trust me, I've been down that rabbit hole.
It's green everywhere for Baltimore offense versus Denver defense. Like they're both top 2 yards per play, top 3 in net yards per attempt, top 5 in points per drive, versus offense and defense. They're both top 10 in turnovers per drive. They're both top in terms of red zone defense. I mean, this is what you want to watch these games for, like the big on big, heavy on heavy gladiator matchup. So I want to see if the trench warfare, if that's going to be something that actually if the Broncos can, win that side of the battle. And then if we can get Lamar to like third and long passing against Pat Surtain, like that's awesome. Like that's, it's a Hall of Fame player and a Hall of Fame player. And ultimately that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
I'm here to be in awe of these guys.
Yeah, I am too. Two good units, 2 units with identities, 2 units that can do, like you said, do a lot well. Like I always try to kind of pick at almost like I'm opponent scouting, and just going like, all right, how would I attack this defense or anything like that? And it's just kind of like, what you're getting. You still got to beat it. Like you still got to beat Pat Surtain and Riley Moss in man coverage. You still got to answer their green dog blitzes, where they kind of add on with everything. Like, what you're going to get. So, but you still got to beat it. But yeah, speaking to what you kind of said, good on good, big on big. Ravens are first in explosive play rate, pass rate, rush rate, first in combined success and explosive play rate, sex rate. Broncos defense, I talked about this earlier this week, are not only one of, if not the best defense this year, they're one of the better defenses we've seen in 20 years. They've played a pretty weak schedule. I believe it's 27th in terms of DVOA schedule. And then, but the Ravens offense hasn't faced the toughest schedule as far as their offense. But the one stat I kind of really stuck out with me was, they're 7th best in EPA per play. They are fit. They've allowed the 5th lowest amount of explosive play rates since 2002, but they've only allowed 4.4 yards per play, the Broncos defense, which is tied for 8th best since 2002. And it's tied with tied with the 2015 Broncos, the no-fly zone team. They're tied with the Legion of Boom Seahawks in 2013. Both Super Bowl winners, I might add. But all the other defenses are before 2012, other than those 2 defenses. So it's like, this is a defense that's holding offense. They're making offenses look like it's 2005. And like, it's pretty cool. Yes, it's a weak schedule, but it's like, yeah, you want to see a dominant defense dominate a weak schedule. And this is what they're doing. Kind of matchup wise, you already hit on it about like, you got to beat Pat Surtain and everything. Is that, the Ravens trade for Deontay Johnson. Matt and I talked about this, but they got a lot of man coverage beaters. The Ravens face a lot of single high. They face a lot of man coverage because everyone's scared about Derrick Henry running them over. And I would too. So I think we see more 3 receiver looks this game, which is just because you're trying to get maybe Jaquan McMillan out there, who's solid, but can he hold up against a Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman, or Deontay Johnson for multiple snaps with Lamar, and also worrying about Lamar. And Lamar scrambling against man coverage, that's always scary. Or a blitz happy team, that's a good answer for him. He's playing against a blitz really well this year. So that's kind of the kind of cruiserweight Haas fight I'm looking at, is those three receivers against these three corners that, I mean, Surtain's amazing. Riley Moss has played really well, and McMillan's no slouch himself. So that's kind of the scheme thing I'm looking at. It's like, can they beat man coverage? This is why you trade for Johnson. Is you're saying you can't guard all three of us at once. You don't have enough DBs to do it. Broncos are going to go, all right, let's see. Let's see if we can do it, So, yeah, great. Yeah, really, really good matchup. Better than you would think when you look at the spread. And Broncos kind of just figured out the formula. They got
9 points.
Have an all-time defense, have a good run game, and that'll make a rookie quarterback look a lot better than he is. Do you have any predictions for it? Like I said before, the spread is what? 9?
9. Yeah, Ravens win, Broncos cover. I don't think that's
I'm
fair.
with you.
It seems like way too much.
I think it's gonna be a more fun game than you would first think. I'm excited for this one. That's why we're highlighting it.